Hello, this is Tom Still from the Wisconsin Technology Council, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of WisBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced in conjunction with the Tech Council and WisBusiness.com, and with the help of our sponsors, BDO, UWM, and Exact Sciences. Hello again, it's Tom Still from the Tech Council. Some upcoming events to discuss. Noon, January 12th, we'll be in Wauwatosa for a discussion about the tech environment in the city of Milwaukee, from Green City to Cyber City. You can see some of the sign-up information there. Also, our Governor's Business Plan contest is relaunched for 2023, and the deadline is January 31st, which means there are all kinds of good reasons to take part in a 10 a.m. January 18th webinar that discusses the hows and whys behind the contest. On January 24th, we're going to talk about data privacy. That's going to be in Madison. You'll see the sign-up information there. And there are pros and cons in this debate, and also different ways to get it accomplished in terms of an end result. And it could be in Congress, could be in the legislature, could be some kind of combination. So feel free to come to that. Next up, we're going to hear from Natalia Shmueli from VocaTone Studio, who is our guest today. Welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Natalia Shmueli of VocaTone Studio in Kenosha. She was the winner of the People's Choice Award during the Elevator Pitch Olympics at the Wisconsin Early Stage Symposium in November. Welcome, Natalia, and good to see you again.
Good to see you too, and thank you for having me.
So welcome, so welcome. So VocaTone is basically in the business of helping music composers who need a really good synthesized singer on hand for their work. Tell us how your Magni AI device works.
The concept's very simple. You draw the notes, you type in whatever lyrics you want, and you press play. You can be as in-depth as you want, but the concept, it's easy. You just will have high quality vocals straight from your computer. Anything you want.
Very good. And well, I'm thinking a lot of awful singers like me could use this around the house or the office, but I'm struck by the fact that something you said during the conference is that Magni can produce voices in 70 different languages. I'm wondering first how you accomplish that, and then what are your plans, if any, for international sales?
Yes, we have support for over 70 languages, and one of the reasons that is because in the past, many other synthesized vocal synthesizers have only limited themselves to 1, 2, or 3 languages. And we saw this huge global demand based on our own research, where we polled and got about 1,000 responses. And when we were a third-party developer for Yamaha, we saw this firsthand, that there was a huge demand for this. As for how we've done it, we have partnered with many different linguists, phoneticians, etc., from around the world. We saw that there was an international community that was loving to see their own language represented and would pay to have the ability to create music in their own languages, comments on videos and everything. For global market, we do actually allow for third parties to develop their own libraries on our engine. So if there's ever a third party that's like, hey, we want to increase the market in Vietnam, or we want to increase the market in Brazil, they can just simply, approach us, pay our licensing fee, and develop a library.
Excellent. Makes great sense in today's world. And we'll have your website up on the show here just so people can find you. But in addition to the music industry, what are some other possible lines of business? Voiceovers for animation or films, perhaps?
Yes, that's funny you mentioned that. One of our previous products, which was under our third-party development for Yamaha, was named Oliver, and he was the voice of Puppy Cat in the super, super popular Netflix show, He and Puppy Cat. Anyone can turn on their TV now and hear one of our things. It's mind-blowing to me. But yeah, that was one of our major ones, is that people can have it do that. And because of the rising demand for high-quality audio and video, especially post-pandemic, people were finding it more and more difficult to find singers, voice actors, voice talents in general online, and it was just hard to find people that was local.
Yeah, well, a great innovation, a lot of potential applications, and certainly our audience at the Early Stage Symposium really liked it. So congratulations again for the
Thank
People's
you.
Choice Award. Thank you for joining us today, Natalia.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Natalia. For our tech metrics sections, we have a few things that tell you a little more about how Wisconsin's doing overall. The Milken Institute recently issued its State Technology and Science Index for 2022, and it ranked Wisconsin 24th among the 50 states, which was up one spot from the last time they built this index. We were behind our neighbors, Minnesota, Michigan, and Illinois, but ahead of Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, and the Dakotas. Our lowest ranking was 33rd in risk capital and entrepreneurial infrastructure. Part of that was because the metrics did not take into account angel investing in Wisconsin, which is pretty significant in this state. Governing Magazine recently reported that Wisconsin is 43rd out of 50 states when it comes to electric vehicle chargers. The numbers are not very good overall. Wisconsin probably needs to do better if it hopes to have more electric vehicles on the road. And all of our neighbors except Indiana had higher rankings. Also, the Kauffman Foundation over time issues indexes that show how Wisconsin's doing in entrepreneurial measures, and you can see the link there. The Economic Innovation Group recently studied how 381 U.S. metro areas stack up as places where the feds might want to put some money to build tech hubs. And so Madison ranked among the top 4 of 30 such metros overall in the country, and 4th within the Chicago region of the Federal Economic Development Administration. It scored well for potential, in fact, the highest, but was low on need. And 11 other Wisconsin metros were examined by that study based on those national scores. The above average measures of potential were recorded in 5 of 11 Wisconsin cities, and need was recorded in 4 of 11. Thanks again to our sponsors, BDO, UWM, and Exact Sciences. We'll see you next time.